In this recording, I want to talk about the subject of boundaries, and I'm entitling this message The Stronghold of Boundaries, because you have been fed since you're little until now that boundaries are needed. And the story goes like this. There are expectations that are so important that you need to protect those expectations against anything that goes against the outcomes that you expect. So you take action against people when they don't comply with your expectations. That is what a boundary is. You have an expectation that you hold high and you demand that the other comply with your expectation. Just think about it for a moment. And you have been taught that when something goes too far, which means it goes beyond your expectation, you take corrective action to make sure that the expectation is valued. So what are you doing here? You are venerating expectations. But here's the thing. Are those expectations realistic to begin with? Are those expectations even true? Now look, the whole concept of boundaries is used when it comes to domestic violence. When they say to women, you need to put boundaries, then it's not going to happen. So because it's used in the context of a need, we tend to swallow the whole concept of boundaries as if it's something real, as if it's something that's really beneficial. Now let me tell you, when did Christ put boundaries on evil spirits? When he walked the earth. As far as I can read, he cast them out. He did not engage with them. Another thing, when the scribes and Pharisees came and harassed Christ, did he force boundaries on them? No, he used his practical understanding to get rid of the situation. That's what he did. Come on. If Christ, when he dealt with evil spirits and with dangerous people, if he just used practical understanding to get away from the situation or to overrule the situation, if he did that, then why are believers following the teachings of the world that they need to enforce boundaries? Are they supposed to follow Christ? And look, there are things that Christ did that only he's supposed to do because he's God. Nevertheless, we follow him, led by the Holy Spirit. So if Christ was wise as a serpent, that he used practical understanding to deal with dangerous people and with evil spirits, then why are we looking for boundaries? Why are we looking for the acknowledgement of dangerous people and of evil spirits? Why are we doing that? Here's the thing. When a bank robber comes in with a gun, he has his boundary. His boundary is he wants people to comply with him, and if people don't comply, people get hurt. So he is enforcing boundaries. When someone's molesting a child, he or she is enforcing a boundary. Their will must be magnified, or else something bad must happen to you to vindicate their will. So why are we taught to imitate the behavior of dangerous people to get rid of dangerous people? Does that bind us to them if we imitate them? Look, you have prohibitions. For example, you can't smoke in certain buildings. That's a prohibition to secure human health. So there's something wrong with the prohibition or with a restriction. For example, in some areas you can't drive more than 120 kilometers an hour. That is to guarantee safety on the road. So prohibitions and restrictions, there's nothing wrong with them as long as you can justify them. But boundaries have to do with expectations that often aren't examined. And I've spoken a lot about unexamined expectations in my videos, because these unexamined expectations are what blinds you from looking at the bigger picture. Too often we swallow worldly teachings without being aware it's worldly. and we don't examine whether what we're being fed is in line with Christ or not. Remember, Christ is the Lord. He knows everything. So if something goes against him, then why are we accepting it? And look, those people talk about boundaries all the time. Do they follow Christ? Do they agree with Christ? No. Then why do you uphold their teachings? Look, I understand the concept of boundaries, but you're not dealing with concepts when you're dealing with real situations. And Christ is real. He deals with reality. He deals with real facts. So should you as his follower. Many of the strategies that the world is teaching you are practical, but only on the short term. On the long term, they bind you. Often they bind you in dangerous circumstances. So why not follow Christ directly, led by the Holy Spirit? Me, I don't do that boundary thing. If something doesn't add up, it doesn't add up. If people hold on to the negative, I keep my safe distance. And if people begin to attack because I keep a safe distance, they're out. I do walk in love towards them. I'm not going to become hateful and attack, but they're out. And when you're dealing with evil spirits, you cast them out. There's no negotiation over there. Some of you are negotiating with evil spirits by enforcing boundaries and all of that, thinking that the evil spirits, because it's the evil spirits working through those other people, they think that those evil spirits are going to mean you well when you enforce boundaries. No, they won't. It's not just a human being you're dealing with. You're also dealing with what's behind them. Look, this video is not an attack on anyone. I just want you to evaluate things. If you don't want to agree with me, I don't force you to agree with me. I'm telling you to agree with Christ. Well, that's it for now. Agree with Christ and be at peace.